always told of a fabulous island where a race of ancient, wise, fierce, and playful cats made their home. Recent scouts from Squall's Inn have revealed that it's real, but it's threatened by the approaching armies of Vesh Darkhand, who will stop at nothing to destroy the island and the rest of the world. Trees will burn and the ancient rocks will be broken, but there's a chance that these noble creatures can be saved. Welcome to Isle of Cats. Players will take turns gathering fish, exploring the island, reading lessons, saving cats, and finding rare treasures. Will you be able to save the island and make feline friends along the way? Or will the cats ignore your existence as they commonly do? Let's find out in Isle of Cats. Place the island cat side up in the center of the play area. The area on either side of the island will be known as fields. Next, place Vesh's boat on the 5 space of the day tracker. Place the correct number of common treasures under the island according to the table in the rulebook. I'm setting up for a 3-player game, so I'll be using 8 common treasures. Then, place the 6 Oshax tiles below the common treasures. Create a supply of all the cat, single fish, and 5 fish token pieces. Shuffle the discovery cards and place them in a face-down pile. Under the discovery deck, place the permanent basket tokens. Place all blue, green, orange, red, and purple cat tiles along with the rare treasure tiles in the discovery bag. No common treasure or Oshax cats go in this bag. Finally, give each player a boat. Cat side up, along with 1 permanent basket, green side up. Randomly decide who goes first. That player chooses their favorite cat figure from the supply and places it on the island. Continue in turn order until everyone has placed a cat. Now, you are ready to play. Before we begin, let's take a closer look at the boats and how they're laid out. Each boat is made up of 7 rooms, 19 rats, and 5 colored treasure maps. Each room will have icons on it to help you differentiate them, things like moons, parrots, or corn. You will want to work towards covering up the rats because they are worth negative points at the end. You will also want to make note of where the treasure maps are. When you cover a treasure map with its matching color cat, you may take any one of the 4 types of common treasures and place it on your boat. Isle of Cats is played over the course of 5 days, each with 5 phases: fishing, exploring, read lessons, rescue cats, and rare finds. Before you start fishing, the starting player should draw random tiles from the discovery bag, 2 cat tiles per player in each field. This does not include treasures. These will be placed next to the common treasures. For example, in this 3-player game, each field will have 6 cats for a total of 12 cats, and as you can see, the treasures that I drew I placed next to the common treasures. If you want to lure cats out of hiding, you'll need bait. Each player takes 20 fish from the supply. The Explorer phase is split into 2 parts: selecting discoveries and accessing discoveries. During the selecting discoveries phase, deal 7 cards face down to each player. These represent the things that you can discover on your journey. Each player should privately select 2 they wish to keep, placing them face down in front of them. Then, pass the remaining portion of their cards to the left. Repeat this process 2 more times. Then, finally, each player will be passed a final card to get them back to 7 cards. Please note that which direction you pass the cards will alternate each day. During the accessing discoveries phase, each player will look at their 7 cards and decide which of the cards they wish to keep, as long as they can afford them. In the top left corner of every discovery card is a cost. In order to keep that card, you must pay the cost in fish. Pay the cost from your personal fish supply and discard any unpurchased cards to the discard pile face down. It's important to keep the discard pile face down so that other players do not know which cards have been kept. For example, if I wanted to keep these 4 cards, the total cost is 6 fish. I would pay that for my personal supply, then discard the other 3 cards to the discard pile face down. Lesson cards are always in blue. Each player should check their hand for any lesson and public lesson cards. Lesson cards must be played in this round. If it is a public lesson, it's placed face up on the table and read out loud. If a card says pick a color, the person playing the card gets to decide the color. Take one of the cat figures of the chosen color and place it on the card as a reminder. All non-public lessons are placed face down next to your boat, but must be splayed out so that other players can easily count how many lessons card each player has. rescue cards are always green. In turn order, each player will choose rescue cards and lay them face down in front of their boat. Once all players have chosen their cards, all cards should be revealed simultaneously. First, determine the rescue order by looking at everyone's speeds. The speed value is represented by a number and the boot symbol. Add up the speed on each of the cards. The player with the highest speed will go first. Place their cat at the top of the island and place the rest of the players' cats in speed order on the island. If there is a tie, the tied players will maintain the same speed in relation to each other. Starting with the first player, players will take turns rescuing cats. To rescue a cat, you must have a basket and enough fish to lure the cat. Cats on the left side of the island need 3 fish, while the cats on the right side of the island need 5. If you used a permanent basket, turn it over to show it's been used. If it's any other basket, discard the card. When you rescue a cat, you must immediately place it on your boat, following the placement rules. Tiles may be flipped and rotated to any orientation. Tiles cannot overlap. They must sit within the edges of your boat. Tiles must always line up with the squares on your boat. Your first tile may be placed anywhere. All tiles after must be placed next to the previously placed tiles. This continues in turn order until every player has passed or the fields are empty. Any rescue cards that were played but not used are immediately discarded. Each player will have an opportunity to play treasure cards or Oshak's cards. Much like rescuing cats, this will be done in turn order until each player has passed or they no longer have cards to play. If you play an Oshak's card, you must immediately place an Oshak's on your board and choose which family of cats it will befriend. Take the colored cat that represents the chosen family from the supply and place it on the Oshak's tile. At the end of each day, any cats that weren't rescued will flee and should be placed back in the box. Any treasure that remains will stay below the island. Update the day tracker by moving Vesh's boat 1 space. If Vesh's boat has reached the hand symbol, the game ends and scoring begins. Otherwise, each player should flip their permanent baskets back to their active side and the next day begins. Each cat family will score points based on the chart in the rulebook. Each rare treasure on your boat will get 3 points. Reveal your lesson cards. Each completed lesson will score the points listed. Each completed public lesson will be added to your score. For each rat that is visible, you will lose 1 point, and for each room that has not been filled, you'll lose 5 points. The player with the highest score wins. In the case of a tie, the player with the most fish wins. If there is still a tie, the players will share the victory. And that's Isle of Cats! You can watch us play this and many other board games live Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/boardgamehouse.